right, here we are. We're going to do a playthrough of Bismarck Solitaire. This is a book game by Worthington Publishing. It's an easy game to learn to play. It's a quick war game to play, right? A lot of war games have very involved instructions. They, could take hours to play. This is very quick. You can play this on the go. All you need is this book, some dice, and a pencil. I usually do use a pencil for this, but today I'm going to be using a dry erase marker because otherwise you won't be able to see. And today we're going to do a more advanced mission, okay, with Bismarck Solitaire. I will put a link below to the previous playthrough I did of this, which was a playthrough tutorial. So you'll find the link below to that. We did an easy mission. Last time I did a playthrough of this, it was this one here. We had to earn 3 VPs, etc. You can see on the link below. But now we're going to do a difficult mission. Now, if you don't know anything about this game, you have this event chart here. You're going to start. We're going to be the German. We're going to be the German Bismarck, the Prinz Eugen, and a U-boat. So we're over here. These are the British ships. They're going to be trying to sink the Bismarck. You have this event chart. We're going to roll 2 dice, right, to see what happens here. There's all kinds of things that can happen. We can bump into these British ships, sometimes more than one. We can try to sink convoys or torpedoes at us. We can have engine damage, we can have gun damage, we can have air attack. I mean, it can get crazy. It can get crazy. But again, look, if I wasn't talking through this game, we'd probably be done in 20-30 minutes. But because I'm going to be talking through it, it may take longer than that. It will take longer than that. But this is such a fun game. I really enjoy it. But yeah, we're going to be rolling 2 dice to determine what happens here in the event chart. We have to start based on the rules with the Bismarck and the Prinz Eugen in this area here in row A, 5, 6, 7, or 8, right, in this area, and then the U-boat can go anywhere in here. Okay. And our mission here, it says the Allies are ramping up their supply convoys to aid the British. So sail with the Prinz Eugen to the shipping lanes and use the U-boat to your advantage. Now, we always use the U-boat to our advantage. Sink the convoys and starve the British. Okay, so how do you win? How do you win? You win by earning 4 or more victory points and return the Bismarck to Bergen or Brest. Right? These are these ports. These are safety ports for the Germans. For the Bismarck, and we have to do that after turn 15. We have to survive till turn 15, hopefully earn 4 or more victory points, and then if we get the Bismarck into one of these ports here, we win the game. If we sink 1 convoy, we can earn this medal over here. Okay, if we sink 1 convoy, because I mean in this game you can go. There's a sheet here where you can mark. There it is, right there. You can mark your progress, right, and all the different. You get 3 tries for each mission, right? I'm trying to maneuver between this tripod here. It's awkward. There you go. You have all these missions here. We have 8 missions really, and 3 tries for each of the missions, and they go all the way up to hard, right? Over here you have hard. That's because this map here changes. Now, I suggest when you play this, just like I did in the last video, you should study this, and I have taken a good look at this of this event chart here, because we need to know where to go. Now, obviously, to earn 4 victory points, we have to sink some ships. Hopefully, we want to sink a convoy. But as I've noticed here, there's only a convoy is only going to show up here in this area. If we happen to roll this, a white 6, right, and a black 1, 2, or 3, and we have to be in this area to be able to sink any convoys. There are no convoys anywhere else. So for us to sink a convoy and get the medal, but to get 4 victory points, we're going to need to sink a ship or two. The victory points are right here in green, right, as you can see. This is the ship attack power. That's how many dice, the red there, how many dice the ship is going to roll when there's ship combat. And believe me, there's going to be ship combat here. These barrows here are extra fuel. That means we can move faster if we expend one of these. The Bismarck can move 1 or 2 spaces. The Prinz Eugen can move up to 3, and the U-boat moves 1. As you can see here, these grids, inside these grids, it's split into 4, and those are the little squares we're going to use to move, okay? So let's begin playing, and as we play, I'll go over, you know, what I'm doing so you understand how the game is played if you don't know anything about this game. I will be using this sheet from a laminating machine. As you can see, it's blurry here because the bottom side is a bit, it's got a bit of a gluey underside. It's got some dirt on there. It's got a bit of a gluey underside, so it tends to stick well. And again, if you don't, hold on a second. If you don't have to put this on video, you can just use a pencil. That's what I use. I use one of these. You write lightly and then you erase, right? So that works just as well. Let me make sure you can see that. You can. Where's my pen? Here it is. Dry erase pen. And like I said, I've studied this map here. Okay. So I have an idea of where I want to move. Now we can't avoid combat, right? There's gonna be combat. There's gonna be stuff going on. We can get attacked, and there's all kinds of things that can happen here. We hope for the best, right? Now in the previous game, we're gonna have to start in here, right? So I'm gonna put the Bismarck here. I'm gonna separate the Prinz Eugen, and I'm gonna put it here, the P. The U-boats, I want to put the U-boat where this convoy can possibly show up. So that's E or F right in here. So I'm going to put the U-boat right here. And most likely, I'm going to leave that U-boat sitting there. Now, my plan with this particular mission, in my previous mission, if you watched that video, I kept the Bismarck and the Prinz Eugen together. Because if they're in the same grid, okay, in the same square here, in the same grid, and we encounter ships, both of the ships get to attack whoever we encounter, and when they attack us, the strongest ship with the biggest firepower, okay, and I'll explain the whole strength of ships and firepower in just a second, but the ship with the biggest firepower is going to always attack the Bismarck. And then the second ship will attack the Prinz Eugen, and then all other ships that might be present will attack the Bismarck. Okay, that's if they're together in the same grid, and of course the Bismarck and the Prinz Eugen can attack the ships as well. But if they're separated like this, if they're in two separate grids, let's say this whole area here we bump into a ship. Okay. The Prinz Eugen will be ignored, okay? The Bismarck can attack, and the Bismarck will be attacked, but the Prinz Eugen, because it's in a different grid, will be ignored, because the focus of this game is for the British to sink the Bismarck, so they're always going to be focusing on the Bismarck, okay? Our goal as the Germans, the ones handling these ships here, is we don't want the Bismarck to sink, because if it sinks, it's game over, okay? So we have to try to earn 4 or more victory points. We do that by sinking ships or convoys. It's going to be hard because I don't know if I'm going to roll this, right? So we're not going to focus too much on the convoys. If we can get a convoy or 2, that'd be great, because we get a victory point for each, right? These are like, this is ship strength. These are separate convoys. So every one of these squares that we sink, it's a victory point. So we are going to have to get into battle and sink ships, okay? There's no other way to do this. That's why I'm separating the Prinz Eugen from the Bismarck. So some people would say, well, isn't it better to keep all of them together, you know? Keep them together the entire time. Not necessarily. If you get this game and you start playing it, you'll realize that not necessarily, okay? Because the Bismarck has a real heavy survival objective. We can lose the Prinz Eugen, and we can still win the game, okay? But we cannot lose the Bismarck. So a lot of times, and like I said, I've studied here. So up here we have a ship repair, right? So I want to bring the Bismarck over this way and have the Bismarck hang around here until it's time to get to a port, okay? That's what I'm going to do with the Bismarck in this mission. This thing is moving. It's not supposed to be moving. Usually it just stays nice and solid on there. Anyway, so my objective here with the Bismarck is to come around here. Actually, I might want to cut up here as quickly as possible, because as I look through here, well, we have a couple of it's especially this area here. If I get to 3, we'll be okay. I don't want to be caught on a minefield. That's what this is here. So we're in 5. I want to jump over to 3 and then hopefully cut across here quickly. We won't be able to avoid this, which are direct hits on our ship guns, because, you know, we're going to be in this area here. Hopefully we'll get into this blue area. The U-boat will be able to sink the Ark Royal here. Anyway, I've studied this, and that's what I plan to do with the Bismarck. Bring it around here, or maybe here. Cut over here, hang around here. Now, the Prinz Eugen is going to have a very dangerous pathway here, and it's a weaker ship, right? It can sink. We have to worry about this, because in this area here, we have 3 British ships, heavy ships, that can cause a tremendous amount of damage. I don't want the Bismarck getting anywhere in this area here. This is dangerous. But the Prinz Eugen is going to cut through here. Actually, I'm going to start... no, let me see if the Prinz Eugen... You know, the Prinz Eugen is going to have to go through there. I thought it maybe put... I think I'm going to change it from 6 to 7 and then have it come up this way. We can't move diagonally, right? We can't move diagonally, so I'm going to maybe have it come this way and then either come straight across here as quickly as possible, or into here and over here to 4. So I'm not going to start with the Prinz Eugen there. I'm going to start it over here on 7, okay? Because I get, you know, I don't know what I'm going to roll. By the way, everybody, look, I got a new thing to roll dice on, right? Because the previous one, I'd throw the dice in there, they'd bounce out. So now I got a new one. How cool is that? And this is nice and sturdy. It's like some kind of leather or something. It's quite attractive. Let's begin, shall we? Let's begin. So the turn sequence is right here. Now this is the first thing we do in the game, is set up our ships and the U-boat. And then we roll 2 dice to determine the event chart, what's happening in the event chart. And then we resolve any air attacks, we resolve U-boat attacks, we resolve ship combat, we move our ships if we want. We can leave them sitting there if we desire. We don't have to move them. And then we mark the end of the turn here and we begin again. So let's start this difficult mission here, and let's hope for the best. All right, I rolled, I don't know if you can see that, all the way over there. Oh, man, this whole camera thing, let's see, we rolled a 6-5. So here we are, 6-5, 6-5. Fortunately, we're on row A, and we don't, well, I say fortunately, but, you know, we're going to have to engage. We're going to have to be slightly aggressive. But we did not bump into any ships right now because we're in A here. Now the U-boat is in the Rodney territory here. There's the Rodney. And this is how the U-boat works now. I can just avoid the Rodney completely because the U-boat's underwater. I can just ignore it. If I choose to fire at the Rodney, we roll a die. If it's 1, 2, or 3, we hit the Rodney for 1. If it's 4, 5, or 6, we get hit. And we only have 3 squares for the U-boat, okay? We have to be aggressive in this game, but I'm going to wait. I'm not going to do anything this turn. I'd like the U-boat to sink a convoy if we can do it, okay? So I'm not going to hit the Rodney yet. I mean, I could soften it up, I suppose, right? No, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it for this turn. So that's it. That's it for this turn. That's what happened. We don't engage with anybody. We resolve attacks. There are no attacks, so we can move our ships. Now we're going to move our ships. And now if I'm working with a pencil, I will write lightly and stuff, and then I will put little arrows. That way I can see the trajectory of the Bismarck, the Prinz Eugen. But because we're on video here, this is clearer. I'm going to erase, the position. The original positions, okay? I'm just going to leave the current positions up here. The Prinz Eugen can move up to 3 spaces, so I'm going to have it do that. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put the Prinz Eugen right there, and the Bismarck can move 2. I'm going to have it move right there, okay? The U-boat I'm going to leave exactly where it is. Now I am going to have the Prinz Eugen and the Bismarck meet up over here somewhere on their way home. If the Prinz Eugen makes it, it'll meet up with the Bismarck here. Hopefully, we would have gotten the 4 victory points, and then we're going to shoot together over here to Brest. Just in case we get any last-minute engagements, the Prinz Eugen could help keep the Bismarck alive. So that's round 1. That's the end of round 1. I have to cap this because if I don't, it dries out. It's unbelievable. That's the end of round 1. We go to round 2 now. Same thing. We go back to the turn sequence of play. We go back to rolling 2 dice. We've moved our ships. Let's see what happens. We rolled a 6 and a 2. So there we are. There we are. I'm going to attack our first convoy. You see this? What can you see? I don't know how far you can see. Can you see that? Okay, you can see that. Let me see how far you can see. Hold on. Okay, you can see up here. You're not. Okay, so I know to fold this if we're looking at the top line, but you can see this. Okay, good. All right, so this is bad for the Prinz Eugen because we're going to have combat here against King George V and the Rodney. So 2 ships are going to be attacking the Prinz Eugen. This is bad. But hey, you know what? It's war. We're in war. We're trying to, we have a mission to accomplish. We got to sink ships. We got to fight. Now, the Bismarck is safe, right? There's nothing going on there. But where the U-boat is, you have the repulse, which is down here. You have the repulse, and you have convoys. So the U-boat is going to go ahead and try to sink a convoy. All right? And we're going to do battle with the King George V and Rodney are going to do battle with the Prinz Eugen. Now, I have options here. Okay? When we first meet ships, we have to engage. I can try to escape. After the first engagement, I probably will try to escape. Okay? We can do long range, which is a little more defensive, or we can close in. But we end up getting hits when we close in. Yes, we do add an additional die a lot of times to combat because we're closing in, but it's risky, and I don't want to do that with the Prinz Eugen. For sure, we're going to try to escape. But the first engagement, we have no choice. We have to fight. So the order here is resolve air attacks. There are no air attacks there. We resolve U-boat attacks. I'm going to have the U-boat try to sink a convoy. So how simple is this, right? On a 1, 2, or 3, it's success. On a 4, 5, or 6, though, it's not a miss when you attack with the U-boat. It's a hit against the U-boat. That's how it works. So we have to attempt, the U-boat's going to attack a convoy. Here we go. And it's a 6, so we got hit. That's bad. It's not a good start. Now the Prinz Eugen, we got to resolve ship combat. And what happens here is the Prinz Eugen attacks first. It attacks with 2 dice. We have the King George, which is the biggest ship. And then we have, what else? The King George and the Rodney. We will try to destroy... Well, both of these are going to roll 3 dice, man. That Prinz Eugen, if that ship survives this turn, that may not have been a smart move. There's nothing I can do. This is a difficult mission, okay? And we may fail, okay? We're going to try. We're going to do our best. I'll just have it attack the Rodney, right? Because we can get 3 victory points. And the Rodney's smaller. So the Prinz Eugen is going to attack the Rodney. One hit, one miss, right? Because as you can see there, a hit is 1, 2, 3. A miss is 4, 5, 6. So we got 1 hit on the Rodney. And now, oh boy, this is going to be brutal. We got 2 hits. We got the King George attacking the Prinz Eugen. We're going to definitely try to escape, right? Unfortunately, we can't escape when we first encounter, as it says right there, any round after the first round, right, of battle. So I don't know how this ship's going to take 6 hits, potential hits. This is brutal. King George's going to attack first. 2 hits. Prinz Eugene's already got 2 hits. And now we have the Rodney with 3 as well. 3 firepower. 1 hit. I'm not going to hang around and try to fight this ship, so I am going to try to escape. What you do here is you roll 1 6-sided die, and then you look at the result. Let's see what happens. We are going to try to escape. We rolled a 1, which says escape and avoid battle. Great. Sometimes if we rolled 3 or 4, we would have escaped and gotten 1 hit. And then 5 or 6, we do not escape, and we receive a hit. So fortunately, we managed to escape. Prinz Eugen escaped. Fantastic. He got 3 hits on it, though. What can we do? I'm going to have... Boy, man, this is bad. There's no way for me to avoid it. I mean, I could be in... I am in C. Should I try to go this way? I really don't want to meet those 2 ships again. King George is down here. I'm going to change routes. I'm going to have the Prinz Eugen go 1, 2, and 3. Go over here. The Bismarck, I'm going to have it go right here. I'm going to leave the U-boat exactly where it is. So this is our current position. That is now the end of round 2. Man. All right, let's see what happens here. We gotta roll for the chart. 6-4. Oh, we're down here. So more battles. Oh no. Oh, this is crazy. The Bismarck again is not gonna bump into anybody, but the Prinz Eugen is gonna bump into the Prince of Wales right here. In the yellow area, because it's a C5, right? C5 right there. So there's going to be battle there. Now, the U-boat could attack the Rodney right over here. I'm gonna... I don't know what I'm going to do. Should I attack the Rodney? I mean, I'm just afraid we're going to lose our U-boat. No, the U-boat's going to ignore. It's just gonna stay underwater and just not bother the Rodney. But we are gonna have to deal with this Prinz Eugen attack. against the Prince of Wales, right? If I'm not mistaken, Prince of Wales. So we're going to attack the Prince of Wales with 2 dice. And we got 1 hit and 1 miss. Now the Prince of Wales is going to attack the Prinz Eugens with 2 dice. That's 1 hit. 1 hit. And 1 miss. Should we try to escape? I think so. They're more powerful than us. Now this is what happens when we run into ships. If we happen to be more powerful, and by the way, the white squares here, that's the strength of the ship, right? So let's say the Bismarck here was up against the Prince of Wales or the Rodney. We're stronger, right? Because we have more white boxes, available white boxes. I mean, the Prinz Eugen is very weak. It's got 2. I'm going to try to get the Prinz Eugen over here and hope to roll a ship repair so we can get a couple of these off. You know, I have to have a change of plans here. I was going to have the Prinz Eugen come down this way, but I'm changing plans. If let's say the Bismarck bumps into the Prince of Wales and it's got a more strength, after the first engagement, the weaker ship, if they're British, will always try to run away, and on a roll of 1, 2, 3, they get to evade further battle. Okay, so that's what happened. I should try. They're not going to escape because they're stronger than us, so they're going to keep fighting. We might have to roll here again if we want to escape, or we can continue with the engagement. This is not good for us, so I am going to roll to try to escape. Okay. Oh no, I got a 4. Escape, but take 1 hit on each ship. By the way, when you try to escape, if you have ships together, you know, all of you are trying to escape at the same time. It's the same with the British, right? If there are 3 ships in an area and they happen to be weaker than us, they try to escape. And all of them will escape. You don't have to roll per ship. The Prinz Eugen is almost gone. It's taken a considerable amount of damage. I need to get it over here as quickly as possible, which is what I'm going to do. And I'm actually going to, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to expand the fuel so it can move an extra space. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put the Prinz Eugen here. I'm going to move the Bismarck up 2. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to leave the U-boat exactly where it is. Boy, this is not, maybe that was not smart. There's just too much going on here. Whatever, you know, what can you do? I'll look at this video again later and have to strategize when I play this again if somehow I don't make it. But that's the end of 3. Now we roll for the chart. We rolled 6-3. Wow, man. Are you kidding me? Okay, but we're free, thankfully, because this is row C. That's where the Prinz Eugen is. We do not encounter battle, thankfully. But 6-3, we have our U-boat right on a convoy space. So the U-boat will attack as per order here. Nothing happens with the Bismarck or the Prinz Eugen. We are going to try to get a hit with the U-boat. Here we go. And we got hit. Wow. We got 1 U-boat left. I don't know why this is moving so much. Usually it does not move at all because of that rubbery underside. I'm going to have the Prinz Eugen move 1, 2. It can move up to 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put the Prinz Eugen here. I'm going to put the Bismarck. I'm going to move the Bismarck over here. Move it that way. And I'm going to leave the U-boat where it is. Wow, the U-boat is not doing a good job. We could have sunk 2. You know, we rolled this twice. We could have sunk 2 convoys. That was the reason I put the U-boat there, to sink convoys. Okay, that was the end of 4, right? Let's roll. 4-1. let me take a look at this. 4-1 is right here. Can you see that? 4-1. We're in trouble. We're bumping into 2 ships here, and the bad thing, well, good for Prinz Eugen, but we're in separate grids, so all the action is going to be on the Bismarck. We just bumped into the Hood and the Prince of Wales. Okay, does it include? It does include the U-boat. I might have the U-boat try to attack one of those ships to soften them up. So we have the Hood and the Prince of Wales. The Hood's down here, and the Prince of Wales is over here. The Hood has a lot of power, man, at 3. It's going to roll 3 dice. Boy, this is just... I should have thought about this more. This is just bad. Maybe I should have kept them together. I'm going to have to think about this. We got a problem here, and you know, as per instructions, if they're on different grids, the ships are all going to focus on the Bismarck. Okay, if they were on the same grid here, and maybe I should have had them. I should have had the Bismarck go 1-2 or something, be on this grid. Actually, he couldn't have it. He was over here, right? But I could have. Well, maybe I could have kept the Prinz Eugen here. I don't know. They're not on the same grid, so this is a problem because they get these ships are going to ignore the Prinz Eugen and they're going to attack the Bismarck full blast. So the Bismarck is going to go ahead. That's against Hood and Prince of Wales, right? So I'm going to have the Bismarck attack the attack the Hood because it's got more power. Let's hope for the best. 2 misses. Now, they're going to attack the Bismarck. The Prince of Wales is going to attack the Bismarck. No hits. The Hood is going to attack the Bismarck with 3 dice. 2 hits. 2 hits on the Bismarck. Now, should I try to escape? Honestly, I don't see any benefit in fighting these 2 ships. I just don't see any benefit in fighting these 2 ships. Actually, I should have done the U-boat first, right? But I'm going to leave the U-boat out of this. I am going to try to escape. Because, I mean, that's too much firepower. I'm going to try to escape. I rolled a 6. That's not good. I do not escape and I receive a hit. Do not escape, receive 1 hit on 1 ship, and remain in battle for the next round. Wow, man. This is bad. Okay, so the Bismarck... Oh, I made a mistake. The Bismarck has 3 dice. I only rolled 2. Oh, man. Should we roll 1 now? All right, let's just pretend one of our guns wasn't working, but I forgot. Yeah, the Bismarck has 3 dice. So the Bismarck's going to attack the Hood with 3. Or did I roll 3 dice? I don't remember. So that's 2 hits. 2 hits on the Hood. Now the Hood is going to attack back. 1 hit on the Bismarck. And now the Prince of Wales with 2 dice is going to attack the Bismarck, and that's 1 hit. Wow, man, this is not going good for us. Wow, should I try to escape? I really don't want to keep battling these guys. This is bad. They won't escape because they got more power, right, than us. So they won't escape. They only escape if they have more power. Less power, I mean. Let me try to escape. I'm going to try to escape. I rolled a 3. That means over here, escape but take 1 hit. So we take a hit, but we manage to escape. Okay. I'm going to check something in the rules here, but let me finish this round. I'm going to move. I'm going to put the Bismarck here. I'm going to leave the Prinz Eugen exactly where it is. The U-boat exactly where it is. This is the end of turn 5, okay? We're now going into turn 6. But let me check something in the rules here. All right, here it is. This is what I was looking for. When not in the same grid together, but in the same zone, which is what happened in this turn, both ships are affected by events. So if there was like you know, a minefield or something like that, they'd be affected by it. If opposing ships are in the zone, the British ships, only the Bismarck is affected and must have ship combat with the opposing ships. The Prinz Eugen avoids the ship combat. So that's exactly what I was trying to confirm, because they were in the same zone but in separate grids. So the Prinz Eugen is ignored. They just attack the Bismarck. They want to sink the Bismarck, you know. Let's roll and see where we are on the map here. 1-3, which is all the way up on top there. 1-3. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh, good. We get ship repair. This is exactly what I wanted to roll. The U-boat is in lane 3, so nothing happens to the U-boat. It says here, supply ship was found. Repair 1 hit per ship, and we only have 3 available repairs, right? So let's remember that we're going to use 1 per ship here. Okay, so the Bismarck gets 1 taken out, and the Prinz Eugen gets 1 repaired, right? So that's good, because we needed that. Man, this is such a big eraser. All right, I just want to make sure there. All right, so we got a little bit of recovery, right? So that was good. So we used 2 of those boxes. When we roll this again, we only have 1 box left. Okay, I want to keep the Prinz Eugen in that area in case we do roll that again, because I'd like to give the Prinz Eugen another repair. I don't think we can repair anywhere else. That's it, you know. So we resolve attacks, battles. There's nothing going on. So we move our ships. I'm going to move the 1, 2, 3. I'm going to move the Prinz Eugen here. 1, 2, 3. And I'll move the Bismarck here. I'm going to keep them in the same grid for now. And by the way, they could be in the same little square. They can be in there. It's just that, you know, they're in the same grid. It's the same thing. All right. That's the end of turn 6. We have not gotten any victory points yet. We've taken a ton of damage. This is not looking good for us. Let's see where we go here. Oh, 6-6. That means we're down here. This is bad. We're going to meet the Rodney. We're in D. So the U-boat, the Prinz Eugen, the Bismarck, we're all here with the Rodney. We should be able to sink the Rodney, the 2 of us, because we're in the same grid. Okay, the Prinz Eugen does not get ignored. Okay, so we both get to fire at the Rodney. And the Rodney will fire at the Bismarck, because they always fire at the Bismarck. If there was another ship present, yeah, they would shoot at the Prinz Eugen. But there's only 1 ship. They're going to aim at the Bismarck. So we got a fight with the Rodney here. The Bismarck's going to attack the Rodney. 3 firepower. Oh no, and it's all a miss. Oh, come on, Bismarck. Come on, seriously. Wow. The Prinz Eugen is going to attack. 2 hits. Thanks, Prinz Eugen. That's against, sorry, which one is it against? Against the Rodney, yes. So I should have had the U-boat try to soften it up. Let me go ahead, because we're supposed to resolve U-boat attacks first. I'm going to have the U-boat try to hit the Rodney. And it's a miss. And we have no more U-boat. Our U-boat is gone. Our U-boat is gone, friends. Wow, was that a mistake? Oh no. Oh no. The Rodney is going to attack the Bismarck with 3 firepower. 2 hits. Now, because the strength of the Rodney is only 4 and the Bismarck has 4 and the Prinz Eugen has 2 more, we are stronger than that British ship, so they're going to try to evade. On a roll of 1, 2, 3, they're gone. If not, they have to stay for another round. They're gone. They rolled a 1. They got out of there. And we lost our U-boat. Oh, no. And by the way, you see that red -1 there? That's -1 victory points. Okay? That we get. So we are actually, we need to get 5 victory points. That's -1 for losing the U-boat. We get punished for that. Wow, man, this stinks. I think it's I'm pretty sure it's a victory point. I'll check in a second. But anyway, that's the end of battle here. Wow, I am going to keep these guys together. Man, maybe I should have done that from the beginning. I want to keep them in this lane in case I get to do one more repair. So I'm going to move the Prince here, the Bismarck there. Actually, I want to move them. Yeah, they're in that area for the convoys, so they can try to shoot the convoys down. Wow, man. That really sucks that we lost our U-boat. Let me just check that real quick. I'm pretty sure it's -1 victory point. Oh, there it is with the red circle, or deducted from the VP total. So, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Just wanted to triple check, but yeah. So we're at -1. So now to even win this mission, we have to earn 5 victory points. This is bad. This is bad. I hope I marked everything off here before I looked. I think, did I? 7? I can't remember if I marked 7 or not. This will actually be a point against us if I didn't, if I forgot to mark. Wow, did I forget to mark this? Oh no. Because I moved and we lost the U-boat. I did not mark this off. Well, if I did, okay, just, you know, excuse me, you know, cut us a break. I mean, we have to survive to level 15 here before we can even attempt to win. So I don't think I marked it off, but if I did, I apologize. Okay, we got an extra turn if that's the case. Big deal. Doesn't look like we're going to make it anyway. 2-1. 2-1 is over here. That's the Ark Royal. Unfortunately, the U-boat could have sunk the Ark Royal potentially for +2 VP. But the Ark Royal doesn't do anything. If U-boat is in the zone, roll a die, so nothing happens. Nothing happens to us with the ships, okay? If the U-boat was there, we could have gotten 2 VP, man, but we lost the U-boat. I'm upset about that. I'm upset about that. We're going to move the Prinz Eugen. We're going to leave them right there. We're going to leave these ships right there. That's turn 8. I'm not going to move the ships. They're resting. I'm going to leave them right there. There's a reason for that. 2-6 right here. Nothing happens. This is British bombers, man. But they don't get to attack us here because we're over here. So I am EF. I'm going to move them here, the Prinz Eugen and the Bismarck. That's turn 9. Let's go. 5-1. 5-1 is all the way up here. It doesn't affect us, you see. That's the 3 ships together. We're over here. We're over here. So this doesn't do anything for us, which is fine. It's fine. I'm not going to complain. I know we need to sink ships, but I'm going to leave the ships right there. That's turn 10. I'm not going to move them. Let's see what happens. 4-3 right here. We're going to meet. Oh no, we're going to meet. We're in F. We're going to meet the Ramleys and the Repulse. Wow, both fresh, hungry ships. Golly. Why couldn't we have met the Hood or somebody? Right here. The Ramleys and the Repulse. All right, well, let's do this. The Bismarck will attack the Repulse. Why, for a hit of 1. What's wrong with the Bismarck, man? Wow. I'm going to have the Prinz Eugen attack the Repulse as well. 2 hits. The Prinz Eugene's doing much better in attacking these ships. Much better. Now, the strongest ship, because they're on the same grid, the strongest ship with the biggest firepower will attack the Bismarck, but they both have the same firepower. So one of them will attack the Bismarck, the other the Prinz. This is the Bismarck. 2 hits. And the other ship will attack the Prinz for 1 hit. Boy, this is getting ugly. I'm going to move them here. The Bismarck and the Prinz Eugen here. I mean, I'm moving away from the repair lane. I hope I don't roll the repair lane now, because I'm moving away from it. And you're probably wondering, why are you moving away from it? And I'm going to tell you that's a good question. Why am I moving away from it? I'm not going to move away from it. I'm glad you asked. I'm gonna stay where we were here. I'm not gonna move. The problem is, can I afford? Yeah, I can afford battle with these guys again. That's the end of turn 11. And by the way, we have to do this by turn 20 or we lose. 5-6. Uh-oh. It's an air attack. We are in F, so it's actually the Ark Royal Swordfish Planes. Roll 2 air attack dice for British carriers. Apply hits on 1, 2, 3 to ships of the player's choice. Do not roll if Ark Royal is sunk. It's not sunk. Alright, we're going to roll 2 dice. Wow, man. 1 hit. It's going to have to... Wow, do I sink the Prinz Eugen? Oh, no. I'll give it to the Bismarck. We got 1 each. Wow, we did not need that hit. We're not going to make it. I don't know if we're going to make this. Wow, man. I'm going to leave the ships exactly where they are. Well, golly, do I need... You know, I'm going to move them over here. The Prinz here and the Bismarck there. I need a repair on at least one of them. All right, here we go. Did I mark? Yeah, did I mark this? No, round 12. 1-5. Nothing happens. Nothing happens to us for 1-5. I'm going to bring the Bismarck down here, the Prinz Eugen here. And that's the end of 13. Let's see. 2-6. It's down here. 2-6. Nothing happens. There's nothing happening there. So I'm going to move them. I'm going to start moving them over here. The Bismarck here, the Prinz here. And that's the end of turn 14. And we got no victory points here. None in this whole battle. 6-2. That's over here. And we are going to battle now. But we got oh, no, we do not have convoy because we're in G. Oh, no. I was hoping to get the convoys. They're easy targets. Oh, no. We ran into the Ramleys right here. Wow, and the Ramleys is not going to run away because it's going to kill us. Wow. The Bismarck's going to attack the Ramleys. Wow, man. This could be it. One hit on the Ramleys. The Prinz Eugen is going to attack. One hit. Oh, man. Now, he's going to attack the Bismarck. One hit, and it's game over. No hits! Oh, wow, the Bismarck survived. But these guys are not running away, and I can't afford to try to run away. We're gonna try to sink the Ramleys. We're not going to run away. We're going to stay in combat. We're going to stay in combat. So come on, Bismarck. We need 3 hits on the Ramleys. We need 3 hits. We got 2 hits. Oh, my. We need 1 more hit. Now the Prinz Eugen, please sink the Ramleys. And he didn't. Oh, no. Oh, no. And here goes 3 hits on the 2 hits on the Bismarck. 2 rolls. Oh! Friends, the Bismarck is sunk. This difficult mission, I made mistakes, I'm sure, right? I mean, my strategy here, I mean, I did look at this. I did study this here. But it's just, there's only so much studying you can do, right? This is a difficult mission. I got no VPs at all. Actually, I had lost a VP because we lost the U-boat. I studied this here. And, you know, I thought, I mean, I did this in the previous game, right? We start on lane A, right? We start here. Go all the way here on the edge and then come around here. You know, it's sort of like a safer because you still have, you know, where is it? Well, you know, I mean, once we cut into here, we can bump into 2 ships. The reason I didn't want to do that this time, well, you have some mines there and stuff. The reason I didn't want to do that is because we need to engage, right? If we need to get 4 victory points, we need to engage. We need to fight. And I guess if I had kept them together, they would have run into fights anyway. Maybe that would have been better. The Prinz Eugen coming out here on its own really got a beating early on. But the funny thing is, there it is. The Prinz Eugen survived and the Bismarck got killed. So the Prinz Eugen managed to survive these battles. I'm just not sure it was smart. Maybe I should keep them together and only separate them if strategy requires, right? Because if I keep them together and one of them gets, you know, like the Bismarck gets hit real hard, maybe I send the Bismarck over here to potentially get repaired and leave the Prinz, or do I always keep them together? That's an interesting question. Should I keep them together? I don't know. I knew that I had to be a little aggressive and I had to engage in battle for us to be able to get these 4 points. And look, I mean, if we go into a hard level, well, these are more difficult missions here, different difficult missions. I mean, we have to earn 8 victory points in this one. I mean, come on. And look at these, look at this stuff here. Look at this event chart. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, it's probably impossible to win. So to earn the 4 victory points, I needed to be more aggressive and to fight. But maybe I should have kept them together. I mean, maybe I should have done that. But anyway, there it is. There you have it. It's Bismarck Solitaire. I really enjoy playing this game. We didn't win this time. It was a difficult mission. But this is really, really cool.